Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to talk about three different topics, and we are first going to talk about the transfer window. So the EPL, the Serie A, La Liga all start this month, and they do aim to finish in July. And we also know that the UCL and the Europa League are going to take place in August. And once the season is fully done, then we're going to restart La Liga in September. And then that's where the question comes up, and we ask, where is the transfer window going to take place? Because there's literally only like a 2 or 3 week gap between the end of this season and the start of next season. So according to RMC Sport, they have stated that FIFA is set to announce this midweek that the transfer window for all leagues will open 4 weeks before their season ends. However, players bought in this period of time will not be able to play for their new clubs until next season begins, which basically means that the deals can start by the end of June while the clubs are still playing. And because it's 4 weeks before, this is why we saw the French league transfer window open today. Now, even though their window is open, they can only negotiate within that league. They can't negotiate with teams like Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City. It's only between the French clubs. And so I did get a couple of questions on how all of this is going to work. Like, for example, what's going to happen with the loan players? Because since the games are going to continue throughout these next 2 months, what happens if the loan spell does end, like let's say June 30th? And the players who we do have on loan is Coutinho, Elenia, Todibo, and many more. So they can do two different options. They can have an option to extend the loan and extend it all the way until the league is finished, or they cannot extend the loan and just say that the player is allowed to return to their respective clubs once their loan spell has finished. So let's say, for example, the loan spell for Coutinho finishes on June 30th. That player can come back to FC Barcelona while Bayern Munich are still playing their league matches and the UCL matches. And the other question is, what happens if Barcelona complete a deal? For example, the Lautaro Martinez deal. Can Lautaro Martinez join Barcelona for the rest of the season? So if that player is signed during the transfer window and while the games are still being played, that player will be eligible to play for next season, not this season. Now, we don't know when the transfer window for this summer is going to end, but that is why FIFA is going to announce within the coming days on what that schedule is going to look like. As of now, the estimated time could be either the end of September or the beginning of October. Now moving on to the next topic of the day, and we are going to talk about Fabian Luzi. So it says here, according to Fabian Martinez, Rayo Vallecano Fabian Luzi approaches Barcelona. He has not signed a contract yet, but would opt the choice to play for Barcelona. Sources at Barcelona hope that he will soon sign his contract. He would play for the Juvenile A. And then we have another report coming from Marca. They have reported Fabian Luzi is very close towards becoming a Barcelona player. He has opted to play for Barcelona, and this is a transfer for the future. And if you guys don't know who Fabian Luzi is, he's a 16-year-old center forward who does come from Spain, and he has joined Rayo Vallecano and has been with them for over the past 4 years, climbing through the youth ranks. And there has been a report that this player has broke out into the first team training session for Rayo Vallecano at only 16 years old. And there also has been another report stating that he has been the top scorer for every team he has played in. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he's going to do when he does enter Juvenile A for FC Barcelona. And I'm going to be very honest, I have never heard of this player. Like, if you were to ask me who this player was 12 hours ago, I would not know. I have never seen no videos, no highlights. But the one thing that I could say is this: there has been offers for this player from Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. There has been teams across Europe who were very interested in this player. And so at the moment, there is a lot of hype for this player. And when he does sign that contract with FC Barcelona, let's hope that we see more from this youngster. Now moving on to the next topic of the day, and we are going to talk about Arthur Melo. And according to Rack 1, they have said that Juventus will continue to press for Arthur this week. The Turin side are offering him 3 times more than what he earns at Barcelona. And to be honest, I really thought that the Arthur to Juventus rumor has gone into full rest, meaning that it has been official that Arthur will not go to Juventus, but these reports continue to come in. And the one thing that I can tell you guys is that Arthur is fully committed to be a Barcelona player. He does want to wear the shirt. He loves FC Barcelona, and he does see himself being a FC Barcelona player for a very long time. And even the parents of Arthur Melo had to say no. And it says here, according to Jared Romero, he stated that in Juventus, they think that he is willing to listen. Juventus will press this week. His environment continues to say that he does not want to leave, but there are some doubts today. So the best thing to really take down this rumor would be to play against Mallorca and play at his absolute best. This week is going to be very vital for Arthur Melo, and let me explain. Because if he does play well against Mallorca, while Juventus believe that they can bring him in this summer, and especially if they believe that they can get an agreement from Arthur Melo this week, Arthur Melo can show against Mallorca and to the world on why he deserves to be there, and show that he's not just a Barcelona player, but a player that can control the game for FC Barcelona, showing that Barcelona needs Arthur more than Arthur needs FC Barcelona. And in that way, Juventus can say, okay, fine, Arthur Melo and Barcelona have a close relationship. It looks like Arthur does not want to leave FC Barcelona. Let's back down from this. I believe that what Arthur Melo and what Barcelona have going on is working out. And look, even if Arthur Melo does play well for FC Barcelona, he will be more than eligible to get a wage pay raise. So eventually Arthur Melo is going to get both. He's going to play for the club that he wants to play with, and he's going to get the earnings that he desires. And I know Arthur Melo, he is a smart player, and not just a smart player, he is a smart man. He knows what he needs to do. He knows that if he plays well for Barcelona, it's going to pay dividends for him in the future. And again, let the world know that he cannot be touched. So it's going to be a very important and a very intense week from here until Sunday. And I do also want to read you guys another report that came out, and it says here, according to Más Que Pelotas, Barcelona communicate to Arthur's entourage that if he stays, he won't get the amount of playtime he expects. And look, I understand that in this season, the 2019-2020 season, that Arthur Melo had very frequent injuries. I understand that this would eventually make him lose prioritization, and I understand that when a player does give out average performances like Ivan Rakitic, you do end up losing your spot and eventually potentially might get sold. But is Barcelona really going to tell Arthur Melo, one of Barcelona's biggest gems and could potentially be in the top 3 best midfielders in the world in 2 to 3 years time, are they really going to tell Arthur Melo that they're going to reduce his minutes if he does not get out from the club only because Barcelona want to get Pjanic? And so that is the point that I'm trying to make. This report that came out is absolutely false. There is no way Barcelona is going to tell Arthur Melo that he needs to leave, otherwise they're going to reduce his minutes. So this report is out the door. And so thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for today's Barcelona Daily News, and I will see you guys in the next video.